I was one of those people many years ago when I left Nigeria and I said, I'm leaving this country and I'm never coming back. Hi Japadians, welcome back to Akomolafe family channel. This is Bumi Akomolafe. So guys, a quick update on the incident I reported the other day that my little girl, my 4-year-old girl, one of the pupils in our class, said to her that only white faces can come to the birthday party. As at yesterday, we were still contacting the school for a feedback. We shouldn't even be the ones to be asking for a feedback from you guys. You guys should be the ones contacting us to tell us what the feedback is. You said you were going to speak to the parent of the child. You said the school was going to do something about it. What have you done? It's been over 2 weeks now. I said, oh, we thought because of the job that you do, you already know that we will talk to the child's parents and you should know the procedure. That's why we didn't bother telling you. So that was their excuse, But I said, regardless, you should still tell us. I mean, we are parents after all. But today, my daughter was so happy. The way she came to tell me that incident, that story the first time, that was the same way she came back to me, smiling and so happy. She said, Mommy, she mentioned the girl's name. She said, she apologized to me. She said, sorry for saying only white face can come to my birthday. I was like, wow. These little children, you don't know what you can say that would really offend them. And you can tell that statement made by that girl made her feel really bad. So today was the opposite of the feeling she had the other day. She was beaming with smiles and she was happy to tell me that the girl apologized. That's been put to rest. Thank you so much for following on that story. So that brings me to the topic of today. I was wondering, about what the right window of Japada should be. What is the right window to Japada? What do I mean window? I mean the window period. What should be the right point to Japada? So before I go further into that topic, I want to kind of classify the people who japa from Africa or from their country of origin into these abroad countries. I want to classify them into two parts. I want to say people who japa with the intention of, I'm never returning to Nigeria. I'm never returning to Nigeria. Most people fall within that category. They are never returning to Africa or they are, whatever country of origin that they come from. And then the other group of people are people who know from before they leave their country of origin that they are coming back. You see, there are two different set of people. You will see from the videos I've seen online, you will see some people have said, what's in that country? I'm never going back there. Finally, I'm out of there. And I find that most people that say those kind of things are people that are fresh in the country. And you still have some fresh people as well. That's why I'm saying there are two different categories of people. Fresh people who come in with the mindset that I am going for a period of time and I am putting things in place to come back. I'm not going to stay there. When you look at the first window, what are the risks associated with this group of people? I'll quickly touch on a few things. I didn't jot anything down. I'm just saying at the top of my head, guys. So the people who fall within that category, who said, I'm never going to come back, I'm going. These people would definitely not take their children back home. Some of these people, they have children who are still young. So some come with their children that are young. Some will have their children in their abroad countries. So you can tell with people with that kind of mindset will probably never take their children back to their home country. So their children will never know their home country. They won't be going back there to visit at all or maybe as often, and they probably will not be investing in that home country. They will be focusing their investment in their country, in the country where they've migrated to. All their investments will be there. And these are the kind of people that I feel who will now establish abroad, live all their lives abroad. When the children grow, they don't know whatever to go back to. All they will know is the abroad country. That's the group of people. These are the kind of cons. These are the kind of risk. I would say risk attached to that. And some people will say, oh, that's not risky. What's the risk about that? Don't forget, obviously people know by now, there's no need to be sitting on the fence on this one. I'm pro Japada. So that's why I'm saying, calling them risk. However, to some people, they would see that as benefit because they will say, what's in that country anyway? Why should those be risk? I've left that country. So people will say where I'm living is where my home is. So there's nothing wrong with me establishing here and having all my businesses here and all that. So people on the other flip of the coin, people who are moving out of Nigeria with a plan, with the mindset to come back very soon, they probably will be, some of them will not sell their property before coming. I missed that one for the other point. For the other point, some people might even sell their properties and all their belongings because they never want to come back. But on this side of the coin, these ones will probably never sell their properties in the first place. They will hustle the money out somehow. They will come. And when they get here, or when they get to the country where they are going, then they will start to build up little by little with the mindset that they know they are coming back. These people will probably visit Nigeria or visit their country of origin every year or every other year. Make sure that they still keep that connection. They will continue to interrelate with family and their friends back home, keeping that connection alive because they know they are going back. They will be taking their kids back periodically to go and visit family, to continue to know the place. Some even have businesses back home that they did not shut down before coming. So they've only come here to hustle, to work, and to go back. So the window of Japada for these two group of people is what I want to discuss. You see, the window of Japada for somebody who has gone and decided never coming back. I was one of those people many years ago when I left Nigeria and I said, I'm leaving this country and I'm never coming back. In fact, there are people who can testify to that statement. Some of my friends then, 15 years ago, who can testify that I was one of those people who said, I'm never, ever, once I leave this country, I'm never coming back to this country again. I said that 15 years ago. And here I am today. I'm the one championing, let's go back to Nigeria. It's time to Japada. Many people who said the same thing with me then, some of them are already back in Nigeria. Some of them are contacting me now to say they too want to Japada to Nigeria. So I'm asking them now, what happened? Why are you going back to Nigeria now? What is the reason you are going back? I think they're starting to now think about the window of Japada that I was talking about. Some of these people are older than me. Some within my age range. Not so much as people that are younger, but within my age range are mostly older than me. So I will put the window of Japada to be somewhere around maybe in your 50s. Tops. Preferably, I will even say in your 40s, like somebody like me. And the only reason is because I feel like if you are too old, when you go back, you are going to miss out on a lot of things. Especially those first group of people that I said, who said they are never coming back, only to now change their mind somewhere down the line that they are coming back. You know, they are never coming back. They left Nigeria with that mindset of, I'm never coming back again. So they have nothing in place. No property. They've been abroad 30 years. No property. No children don't know the place. Nothing. They don't even go to visit. So all of a sudden, they now realize, ooh, I think I've made a mess. I've seen met somebody on this channel who was telling me that the greatest mistake they made was exactly what I've just explained. They never took their children back. They were one of those people who said, I'm never going back. So the children know nothing. So today they are having that secret regret that if I knew, I would have taken my children back home. That's what I would do differently if I had that opportunity again. And imagine those kind of words from an elderly person means a lot. So what happens when you now decide all of a sudden that you want to go back and you're already in your 60s, you're already approaching 70s. By the time you make that decision, you want to go and be chasing property at close to 70 years old. Look at how stressful that is. You probably don't have any good relationship with your family and friends. That country will be like an alien country to you. Where would you begin? And within that age, some people already started having, some illnesses that they are managing here and there. You don't want to go and stay there in your old age, knowing nobody, having no property, no business, no link to anything, no connection whatsoever. You don't want to go and start from scratch. You want to go there when you can still enjoy meals, when you can still enjoy social gatherings, not go there and then get locked up in a house somewhere. And if anything happens, your children will just probably ring a care company to come and be supplying you food. If they care that much, if you've raised your children well, if you've raised them that well, because abroad children, I don't think is something hidden. Abroad children generally is just by God's grace that they actually have time to cater for their parents, for their elderly ones. You think it's easy to see parents or elderly people being put in care homes? It's not because their children sometimes don't like them or because their children don't want to care for them. It's because the way the system abroad is built, everybody's got to work and hustle for themselves. So that son of yours, that daughter of yours, who all they know is their abroad country lifestyle, and that's the kind of culture that they grew up in, those kind of children, they will also for their family first, their wives, their children, before they remember that there's a parent somewhere. So it's in that old age you now say, ooh, you will now feel that loneliness. I'm not saying that you cannot make social contact within where you are, but you and I know that it's not the same. It's not the same. It's not the same. When you are getting old, when you are getting old to a certain level, you need to you have that urge, you have that craving for home. So the other group of people who have the mindset that they are going to Japada is the one I approve of. That's why I talked about that second group of people. That's the group of people that I approve of. I think for those who are Japaing from Nigeria, I think they need to Japa with the mindset that they are coming back. I've seen a lot of people, mentioning this to me that, oh, I only came here, I'll give myself 10 years max. Once I've done. Even some people have bad businesses back home that they've not even stopped running, So once I've finished what I'm doing, I am going back. And I admire those kind of people because I love when people strategize like that. I like when people plan like that, because I know that somewhere down the line, you will definitely miss home. You will definitely want to Japada. Just like I've said, so many people have said, I'm never going back. That country is this. Give them 10 years, 15 years down the line. They are singing the same song that we are singing now. I was once like that. And I know some people will be disagreeing to say, I'm never going to. What am I going there to? Give yourself time. Once you get old to a certain age, you will start to connect the dots. You will start to understand what we're saying. So for me, that window of Japada, you should even trigger that window from before you leave your country of origin. That's the approach that I would suggest. Trigger your Japada plan from before you leave, and that will help you to do what from the get-go. You're already putting things in place from the beginning. If you are buying a property, you are buying that property with the mindset that, if you want to become mortgage free in 10 years, you won't go and buy a house of 600,000 pounds because you know that there's no way you can pick that in 10 years. You can strategize, you can plan from the beginning, from the get-go. You can say, okay, this is the job I want to do. When I do this job for this years, I'm saving so amount of money. When I've saved this amount of money, I am investing into this project back home. Give yourself 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, whatever time frame you want to give yourself with the mindset that you are going back. I think is the best way to go. So that by the time if that time is come, you already have everything put in place. And then you can go back and rest. And meanwhile, that time you are going back to rest, don't let it pass the window. Tops for me, that's my opinion. People can disagree to say, okay, maybe no. What do you mean? 50 years old is still bouncing here now. At 50 years old is still a young man. But I think 50 in your 50s is the tops. That is the maximum period if you want to Japada. But don't forget that the window period ought to have been triggered from way back. My Japada would have been so much sweeter than this if I did not have that mindset that I had from the beginning that I'm never coming to this country again. And for so long, I didn't even think about Japada. I did not even know that there would come a period of time where I would be this homesick. And my kids, the two that I brought from Nigeria, my children have never been to Nigeria. In the 15 years, they've never been. So for you to know that I was one of those people who said, I'm leaving this country and I'm never coming back again. That's the very wrong mindset to have. So that was why I gave those two group of people. You want to go there when your bone is still strong and you are still vibrant, which is tops I will give you in your 50s. But there are some people that, maybe they have health conditions, Some people, they are staying abroad. It's not by choice. It's not because they want to. It's probably because they've got health conditions that they feel like will be better managed in the country where they live in. We pray that God gives us good health. As long as you have good health and you can manage your health in Nigeria, I don't see why you cannot target that window period. That's my opinion, guys. So you tell me, what do you think is the right window period for somebody to Japada? In your own opinion. And if you are giving me that opinion, if you are saying maybe a particular period of time, give me the reason why you think that. Because I want to see how people are, what people are thinking out there. I want to see, maybe I'm just in my own wild imagination and I'm just thinking, but for me and how I'm feeling right now, I'm in my 40s and I'm already exhausted. So I don't know how people will be willing to work to like the age limit that they put there to work now before you can get your pension, 70 something, 72, or what is it now for women? So I don't know how people do it. But so let me hear your thoughts. Let me see what you think a right window period would be. I would not support the other group of people who are saying they will never come back again. It's never a good approach. It is never, ever, ever a good approach. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts about a perfect window period for Japada. Let me know what you think. And I will catch you on the next video. Thank you. Bye.